Landing gear looks simple. A few wheels, some metal arms. But when it fails, everything stops. Because the most dangerous part of flight isn't the sky. It's the ground. Every landing gear system is built with one idea in mind. The plane must land even when things go wrong, and sometimes they do. In 1989, United Airlines Flight 232 lost all hydraulics. No steering, no flaps, no normal landing gear control. The crew didn't know if the gear was locked or not, but gravity did its job. The gear dropped, not perfectly, but enough. The plane crash-landed in Sioux City. Many lives were lost, but many more were saved, because the landing gear held long enough to absorb impact. Another case. In 2005, JetBlue Flight 292 had a problem. The nose gear rotated sideways and locked in place. If the plane landed like that, the nose would collapse. So the pilots flew for hours, burning fuel, watching the gear through cameras. When they landed, the nose gear failed exactly as expected, but the main landing gear held. The plane stayed upright. Everyone walked away. That's not luck. That's design. Landing gear is built to fail in a predictable way. Better a scraped nose than a broken fuselage. Sometimes the gear doesn't come down at all. In 2011, Elite Polish Airlines Flight 16 lost its landing gear extension system. No hydraulics, no backup. The pilots prepared for a belly landing. The plane touched down on its engines and fuselage, sparks, fire crews ready. But the aircraft slid to a stop. No deaths, no serious injuries. Because the aircraft structure and landing gear bays are reinforced for this exact situation. Even small planes face this. Pilots train for gear-up landings from the very beginning, because forgetting the gear is one of the most common mistakes, and the aircraft is still expected to protect the pilot. Military aviation pushes it further. Carrier landings slam aircraft onto the deck at extreme descent rates. Landing gear there isn't about comfort, it's about survival. Gear collapses are expected. Arresting cables absorb energy. The gear takes the rest. So why does landing gear look fragile? Because it isn't meant to be stiff. It's meant to absorb energy, to bend, to compress. Rigid gear would snap. Flexible gear survives. That's the lesson in every failure story. Not everything works perfectly, but aviation plans for imperfection. Landing gear doesn't exist to make landings smooth. It exists to make them survivable. It's the last system to leave the runway and the first one to take the hit. Quiet, overlooked. But when it works, even while failing, people walk away. And in aviation, that's success.